We're here in Toronto, home of Lee Baxter Promotions. On the 5th of May, his event, The Next Generation, will be live on Dazn. This is a multi-fight deal, and its inaugural event is the 5th of May. We'll be sitting down with Ireland's top prospect from Limerick City, Mr. Lee Reeves, who Lee Baxter himself said will be a household name within the next 2 years. Delighted to be here with Lee Reeves in Hard Knocks Boxing Club just off Queen Street. Lee, you've come all the way from Limerick City to the 6, the T Toronto. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It was a long flight and a little bit of jet lag for the first couple of days, but now I'm coming to the end of what was a very dedicated and hard camp. Today was my last sparring session. Feeling good, feeling sharp, so just a couple of pounds to go and then it's showtime.
You're fighting in a few days' time, Rebel nightclub down in Polson with Lee Baxter Promotions. When you say you're feeling good up to this, what has your preparation been like since arriving in the city?
It's been the exact same as it has been back home, but obviously the time difference is a bit crazy with 5 hours in advance we are, so I'm waking up here like 4 a.m, like what I'd usually be up at like 8 or 9, but it's the same thing, early nights, early mornings, eating clean, training twice a day, usual.
Lee, what I marvel about yourself is that boxing, sometimes you have your mentors, you have your guys you train with, but it can be a lonely game. How do you keep yourself focused where, like, back home the boys might be like, geez, he's having a great time off in Toronto, when I know that even last night we were chatting and you're heading off to bed early, you have your meticulous plan. How do you keep yourself focused on that?
What you do in the darkness comes to the light, and that's very true in boxing, because if you get tired and if you're having a bad day in office, there's no passing off the ball or there's no blaming a team member, like you're the one in the ring. So that's why I am very meticulous with what I put into my body, with what I put into my mind, with who I surround myself with, how my rest and my recovery is going, because all of that plays an aspect of narrowing the margin of error to when I come into the ring on fight night and whoop some ass.
On fight night, it's also going to be on a famous Mexican day, Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May. Hello to all your fan base in Mexico out there. This is El Champo coming live from Toronto. It's a belt that you have had your eye on for a while, and you have a plan with the pathway when you lift this belt on Cinco de Mayo. Tell us a bit more about that.
The NABF is a very prestigious belt. It gives you a good ranking in the world and in Europe. So do the business on Thursday night, and as always put my trust into Lee Baxter, and we're going to just keep stepping up and up and up after that, heading on towards world honours. So it's the first of many straps.
And tell us about Lee Baxter. This is not your first time in Toronto. It's kind of a home away from home. We're here in Hard Knocks. You've been here before. How did that relationship form?
Just as I was an amateur, I was succeeding a lot. I beat a lot of what were classed as like world-class kids, international champions, national champions from different countries. And as I was doing that, I attracted attention of different promoters and managers and promotional companies. Lee Baxter reached out to me on social media, gave me the option that, like, if you're ever thinking about it, let me know. And then one night I was watching Sky Sports, and I seen Samuel Vargas give Americana a hell of a fight. And once I realised that it was Lee Baxter and he's great promotional skills that put Sam into that position, I was like, if he can put Sam into that position and he can give me the same opportunities, I'll know I'll make big statements on these big stages. So I sent him that message and he said, let's do it. And then we got talking and we flattened out the curve, and the rest is history,
Lee, you're back in Toronto once again. You've been here before. How important is it that your fan base is here in Toronto too, and they get a chance to see you, a man in the making?
It's amazing. The city of Toronto is so supportive. Like the city of Limerick, my Limerick is like one of the most supportive sporting cities in the world. So coming off the place with Toronto, which is equally as passionate as at sport, Irish is massive following here. Canadian love the Irish, and like having a guy like Lee Baxter here, which is very well represented in the city, well respected. He looks after me a lot. Like he shows me what the good stuff is. I'm never bored over here. Just like being in Toronto gives me great energy, and I'm blessed to be here.
Is there anything you want to say to the Irish diaspora here in Toronto and how they can come out and help you in the 5th of May?
Get out here, support me. I'm going to smash the guy. It's going to be great. Cinco de Mayo, El Champo. I'm going to put on a show, so bring your Irish flags, bring your Irish blood, and I'll spill some Mexican blood.
Now, with a name like El Champo, will the Mexican flags be supporting you as well?
Once they see me boxing and they see my skill and ring IQ, I have no doubt that I'm going to get a couple of new fans on May 5th.
Did that name come from a training camp, or where did that name originate from?
Yeah, so I was training over in Lanzarote for a while, and I was like just back home and around, like people just naturally, they were calling me Champ. Everyone's calling me Champ. What's happening, Champ? What's up, Champ? But then when I was over there, I was like surrounded by a lot of these Latino guys and stuff like that. So when I'd be coming into the ring, they'd be like, Champo, Champo. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And then obviously L is there. So then they were like, El Champo. And like talking to their friends saying that there's the champ and stuff like that. And I was listening and I was like, that is a great ring to, you know. And I was like, yeah, you know, my style of fighting is ferocious. I got that like Mexican blood with the Irish blood, it looks good. So I was like, nobody has that name, and once again, it's going to be a first. That's my original, and there's plenty of more original things I'm going to do as an Irish fighter.
And the stars seem to be aligning, because the 5th of May is a very famous Mexican day, Mexican Independence Day. It's Cinco de Mayo. You got a man from Ireland fighting under the name El Champo. I think things are looking positive, man.
You know what I mean? Exactly. I like that. Think that, you know, like stars align. I have a lot of ups and downs in my life, and this is like, and I've been working so hard. So all these little steps have been leading up to this big step, which is the first of many big steps I'm taking in my career.
And speaking of back home, you're flying the Limerick flag out here, the Irish flag. You're representing your country, but something that's close to your heart, and especially over the last 2 years where the world has been in a massive flux. Tell us a bit about the charity organisation that you're involved in.
I'm the ambassador and a volunteer with Limerick Treaty Suicide Prevention. They're a team back home that patrol the bridges every day and every night, looking after people in distress who are feeling suicidal, because like, I know we had COVID, but like the real pandemic in this world is suicide and is depression and mental health, and I think it needs as much awareness as it can get, because so many young lives are taken, so many parents and loved ones have been taken through suicide, that like if I can put myself into a position where a lot of people are going to listen to me, I'm not going to talk like a fake guy. I'm gonna try to push the mental health awareness always, because it's something that's very close to my heart, and and these volunteers are inspiring. Like they're doing a lot more for people than what I am doing whooping ass, you know. So it's something very passionate on.
But in fairness, a guy like you in a very solemn sport that's keeping his head strong, he keeps his focus. You are an inspiration to fellas older and younger than you, because it does statistically show that it affects men more than it does affect women. Obviously, every family can be affected from it, though. But from what I can see is that you're an inspiration to guys that you kind of literally, you're not only dodging bouts in the ring, but you're dodging stuff that happens in the real world as well. And have you had people reach out to you that might have been going through tough times, and you've managed to help them out?
Definitely. I've had so many messages throughout the last couple of years, like saying people that see me on the social media saying my energy has made them go back training. They heard my story, and they've come out of depression, and now they've come into like fitness and physical activities, and it's helping their mind so much. So like I find that like me helping a couple of people like change their mindset around to be more positive, to be more outgoing, to put themselves out there, that's a bigger win than what you can ever achieve from in the ring, you know. Because if you can change somebody who's not happy with their life to live a content life, I think that's like the biggest blessing you could ever give anybody.
I really respect where you're coming from with that, Lee, and unfortunately Limerick City, over that bridge, has been known as a place where people have ended a lot of lives, and I really hope someone like yourself can make changes in that. On a lighter note, you're in a big city like Toronto right now. Where do you see yourself? There might be some opportunities going in the future, after you lift this belt on the 5th of May?
All my trust is in Lee Baxter. I'm just taking it one fight at a time. May 5th is where all my focus is. But we've spoken a couple of times about having a homecoming fight, and once we put ourselves in the right position and get enough people to want it, we're going to make a big homecoming back to Limerick.
Lee Baxter has been battling away himself to get Canada really interested in boxing as a mainstream sport. How do you see it in comparison to Ireland, the boxing scene here in Canada in comparison to Ireland? We are world famous for boxing throughout history. As we're doing this interview tonight, Katie Taylor's going to fight Serrano in one of the biggest female events in history. So where do you see the kind of gaps and where Canada can kind of improve along the way?
So far so good with Lee Baxter. They say like everything's bigger in America and Canada, like and that is the way here. But I can also see that it's because of the effort Lee's putting in. Like Lee is working tirelessly. Like I see him every day. When he's not working on a show, he's working on matchmaking. When he's not doing that, he's working on a certain transport for the fighters. He's like all about the fighters, So what he's doing is amazing, and like his hard work is coming to fruition. It's not because he's from Toronto; it's because he works hard every day, every night. And I'm blessed to be with such a great team. And look, his hard work speaks for itself. He's just after signing a multi-fight deal with Dazn, one of the biggest TV televised companies in the world, and I'm blessed to be on this show because now I get to showcase my skill to a bigger audience, a broader world, and I'm gonna return the favour that Lee gave me a pro contract. I'm gonna give him like a bigger promotional company by doing what I do in the ring.
Now Lee, this big fight on the 5th of May in Toronto is on Dazn at the same time. Is there any thought you have on your opponent, Diaz, on the day?
No, just that I'll have to be 100% ready. He was a South American champion himself. He's 19 wins, 12 of them by KO. He's a puncher. He's a dangerous opponent, but my skill and my ability and the work that I'm after putting in for the last year, it's all going to showcase on the night. And my job's not just professional boxing. My job is to make hard work look easy, and that's what I'm going to do. And of course, you've got your full team over here in Toronto for the fight too. How important is that with you? Because these boys have been with you for a long time. But to have them here on this side of the world when the fight happens, a ring is a ring at the end of the day. You're a man that can handle the crowd at the same time. But how important is it to have these men in your corner too? Blessed. My good friend Aaron, my great friend Andrew, my coach D's coming over. My other friend Adam's coming over, so these boys is coming. Like, they see me in the gym most days, so to have my gym environment around me, it's just going to be like going into the gym another day, putting on a show, because I do it behind closed doors 3 times a week, so I'm just going to do it in front of a lot more people.
Now Lee, I have to ask you, I'm a traditionalist when it comes to sport. We come from a country of a lot of tradition in our sports with the Gaelic football and the hurling. Boxing is one of those sports in the pro scene that has it's all about heart and it's all about tradition. But what do you think in the last couple of years with the YouTube scene joining the boxing scene? Like someone like yourself, you've had to work your way up through the ranks. Any words on that sort of?
When I seen it happen first, I was like, "What is this circus?" Like I wasn't about it at the start at all. I was like, this is crazy that these guys are just coming from never boxing before to not boxing well in front of millions of people and getting paid crazy money for it. But then the more I was thinking about it, I'm like, if every million of their supporters watch the fight and 10,000 of them become boxing fans out of it, then that's more fans in the sport. Obviously there's fellas like myself who are working their whole lives to get to these big fights, but I'm not a hater, and if anybody can achieve it, then fair play. If they can make the money from it, then walk away.
Is there any YouTuber out there that you'd like to say hello to inside the ring?
I don't follow many YouTubers, just like these guys eating healthy diets every day. But actually, no, Joe, I do. I watch food challenges every night because I'm starving most days over fighting. So I'll just be watching people smash food challenges. But them guys, I don't think I want to hit them. But I'd like to eat some food with them after my fight.
So you like torture?
Yeah, I like torturing myself every night.
And Lee, tell us, when a man like yourself is not preparing for a big fight, you told me you're looking forward to a big fat pizza after the fight. What other stuff do you be up to when you're not in the ring?
a lot of different fighters abuse their bodies in different ways outside the ring, with drink, with drugs. But honestly, food is my drug. Like, it's just, I'm a pizza man. I'll have a pizza every day. I'll give me some garlic sauce and a pizza. Give me a bit of ice cream, and just like leave me alone. You know.
You're a simple man.
I'm a simple man. You know.
Lee, is there anything you want to say to the people of Toronto about this boxing event on the 5th of May? Boxing does not have the same following as, say, the likes of the Raptors or the Blue Jays. What would you like to say, send a message out to these people?
That you're in the presence of history. Like, I'm gonna go on to do amazing things in the sport, so you have it now in your city. So you better get out and support. Bring your Irish flags, your Irish blood, your Canadian blood, and whoever else is there, come out and support and watch me smash this guy on May 5th.
You heard it here, lads. Take care.